Good morning. I'm Rosanna Jenkins, and I run a business and have for 112 years that assists women in achieving their goals and dreams. And more often than not, that means starting a business. Freedom. It means maybe more education or a better life for your family and children. So, my commitment in my business has always been the same. It is that every woman with whom I work struts away from our telecoms or our meetings, knowing not only exactly who she is, but exactly what she wants from both life and business. And maybe that means that we have to shift some paradigms or biases that they faced, or hopefully just completely wipe out the generational patterns that I've seen. One of my favorite things and one of the luxuries I enjoy as a result of my business is travel. And I can't tell you how much I love travel. I think my question today is, how do you, as women in business or women in life, overcome struggle? And I want to share a really motivating story with you. I was in South Africa last year and stayed at this wonderful resort. The woman in charge had named herself Queenie. And she was this big, juicy, fabulous ball of enthusiasm. She had been in this management position for about 2.5 years, and her story blew me away. I cried, I laughed, and most of all, I went back to my tent that night and thought, wow. And I complain when I have a bad hair day. I think we all get into it. How do you handle struggle? I think as maybe I know I feel like we're a little more spoiled. And I think a lot of times we spend a great deal of time whining about it or we lapse into inaction. This woman grew up in a family of four. She had an older brother and a younger sister, and their whole livelihood was contingent upon goat herding and this small little herd of goats that they had to support themselves. Now, in this culture, it is birthright that the men enjoy the education and the options from moment one. So she sat down by the campfire one night and told me her story. Her brother went off to school, educated in the States, was able to choose his career, and left her goat herding family and community and went off and sought his fortune. Started his family, had a great life. She was left to tend the goats in his absence. And only when he was completely off and doing his own thing and successful in his own right was she allowed a choice. And women in this society, in the African society, face so many generational patterns and so many biases, I can't even share them all with you at this time. But the point is, she finally got her shot. So she left her younger sister to tend the goats and help with housework. She came to the States, got her education in Boston. It was really hard. She came not speaking the language. She came with literally like an outfit in a paper bag kind of thing. Learned English, made some contacts, got her degree in business, and returned to Africa per the agreement. You know, this is a cultural agreement. You don't just go off and do your thing. And especially as a woman, you go back and you pay your family back now. So she had to go back and now tend the goats for another couple years while her younger sister got a shot. So while her younger sister is being educated, she's back barefoot in the fields tending these goats. Now you've got a woman who's educated, excited about life, has ideas, and they are not listened to, they are not respected, they are not encouraged. She's right back where she started so that yet another sibling has a shot. So long story short, her sister comes back and now she goes out to spread her wings and to see what she can do with this fabulous new education that she's received in the States. So, of course, the tourist trade is huge. She seeks employment with a company that does luxury travel, and she gets a job cleaning bathrooms, really, most honestly. And she's told not to count on too much. And she's housed in the company housing, which is, I'm just going to tell you, for those of us that are used to US comforts, it's brutal. And she slaves away and she cleans, but she's got that spark. She's got that tail up in the air excitement. And she runs into her first serious boyfriend and her first serious relationship. And in Africa, they have this interesting, I'll call it an interview process. And she tells me it's very, very common. The men want to be able to rest assured that they are going to marry someone who can produce heirs and keep their name going. So I think you can see where this is going. She ends up submitting to this whole interview process and must come forward one day and announce to her fiance that she is with child. And she's, of course, thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to be thrilled. We're going to get married. This is going to be awesome. Not so much. What she quickly learns is that women are thought of as sort of a disposable commodity in their culture. And he decides he's not quite ready to either marry her or support this baby that's on the way. So she continues to work, and she single-handedly has this baby and sends it to her parents to be raised while she's working. And I don't know about you, but that would be a humongous challenge for me. And I think what I saw there was this indomitable spirit that she had. She did not let this crush her. She did not let this take her dream away. And if you could see her face talking about this, she knew this was something that might happen to her because of, friends and women that had gone before her. But she was not going to let it get her. She kept going. She kept going. Well, pretty soon she's the head of housekeeping. Well, by now, she's fallen for the same thing again. She has met someone. She's entering the interview process, and guess what happens? A second fabulous baby, but not such a fabulous man. So again, now she's got 2 children to feed, clothe, and educate. And in Africa, you cannot have your children where you work, which again to us is unfathomable. I can't imagine being apart from young children, and it's at least Monday through Friday. And if you have the good fortune to be able to travel back home, wherever that village might be, and Africa is expansive. It's huge. You have no idea until you're there, but it's enormous. So a lot of these women can't get back and forth. So she keeps going. This is how they handle struggle. They just keep on moving. Their commitment is so strong to making things better. Well, needless to say, when I met her, she was in management. She now had 3 children, and all of them were safely ensconced in a boarding school where they were learning. 2 of them were girls. They were learning to read and write right off the bat. So when I hear the question, how do you handle struggle? My mind goes right back to this amazing woman and the things she had to go through and the success she attained. And now she herself is mentoring other women that are coming in. So how do you rise to the challenge? How do you handle struggle? I'd love to hear it. Please get on, leave a comment, let me know if you've faced something that's been a huge obstacle or a huge challenge in your life. And let me know how you've handled it. Or go to rosannajenkins.com. There's a get started, and then you can chat with me and leave me a comment and let me know. I'd love to interview you. I'd love to know how you got through it. And I appreciate you stopping by and taking time to watch this snippet. We'll have a lot more of these. Thank you for loving me through my first one. And I will see you again. Have a great day. go and crush it. Live with passion, have fun, knock 'em dead.